In the dictionary, a legend is defined as a non-historical or unverifiable story handed down by tradition from earlier times and popularly accepted as historical. In today's video, we will talk about the top 5 legends in the Spanish culture. Number 5. El Sombreron. To those of you who don't speak Spanish or don't understand Spanish, El Sombreron means the big hat. According to the legend, the description of El Sombreron is a very small man who always dresses in black, uses a dense but yet glistening cinch, and a set of boots that leave a roaring sound in his way. But his most distinguishable feature is the giant sombrero he always wears in his head, which gave him his name. He also seems to carry a guitar on his shoulder, to which I will explain what it does in a bit. The people of Guatemala say that he roams the streets and neighborhoods alongside with 4 donkeys. His main intention is to make young women fall in love with him. According to the legend, he only falls in love with women that have big eyes and long hair. His sweet voice and his best chords on his guitar put women under a spell. Some say that those who are under his spell will eventually lead to death. The only way to save women that are under El Sombreron's spell is that they have to notice it right away. And once they do, they immediately have to cut their hair, since, this will displease the evil being. And he, El Sombreron, will leave it alone. This legend was eventually made into a 1950 movie, blandly titled El Sombreron. Number 4. El Chupacabra. El Chupacabra, which means goat sucker, is a creature that was spotted once back in 1995 in the city of Puerto Rico. This mysterious beast was blamed for the attacks on goats, sheep, and other domestic animals. People from Puerto Rico supposedly saw uneaten remains of the animals. But the most peculiar part about it is that the animals didn't have any blood, as if it was drained. Some people have depicted El Chupacabra looking like a giant reptilian kangaroo with large blood-red eyes, and some have depicted it having, the appearance of some sort of canine, but with no hair at all. Recently, some scientists believe that the alleged Chupacabra is actually a coyote of some sort, but nobody knows that for certain. Number 3. El Silbón. El Silbón, or otherwise the Whistler, is a well-known legend in Portugal. According to the legend, the Whistler actually killed his father, that way he can eat his organs. For this evil act, his mother and his grandfather made a dog attack him until he had wounds all over him. Then when they were done, they would rub his wounds with hot peppers. These events that occurred are the reasons why he's afraid of both dogs and hot peppers. Many people describe him as a thin man who is 9 feet, wears a hat, and carries a bag filled with bones, not only of his father, but of his victims. It says here in the legend, on stormy or humid times, El Silbón is waiting to punish people who are drunk, people who are womanizers, or sometimes he'll just kill people for the hell of it. It is said that he absorbs the alcohol out of the drinker through their belly button, or in this case, their navel. He then tears his victims to pieces, steals their bones, and puts it in his bag. Some say that when he appears in the house at midnight, he empties his bag, counts the bones individually. If no one can hear him counting, a family member dies at sunrise. Number 2. El Cucuy. El Cucuy, or Coco, or basically the boogeyman, is a legend in Mexico about a creature that abducts children who misbehaves. Some people have described El Cucuy to look like some hairy creature with red eyes and very, very sharp teeth with really big pointy ears. This freaky looking creature will hide under your bed, or in your closet, or will hide in any dark place in your room. Once he catches you off guard, he will then proceed to kidnap you. It is unknown where these children go, and what has ever happened to them. I'm really sorry that number 2 was really short, but there really wasn't any more to say about El Cucoy other than what I mentioned. Number 1. La Llorona. I'm pretty sure those of you who are really into legends knew I was going to bring up La Llorona at one point. But, since there are many variations of how the legend goes, I'm going to tell you the one that I was told when I was a kid. In the legend, it said that she was a poor rustic lady who had deep affections for a rich man who was considered royalty at the time. The two eventually had 3 children. Some say it was 3, some say it was 2. When the girl wanted to marry the nobleman, he simply refused because their children had been born out of matrimony. To be with the man she loved, the woman ended up killing her children by drowning them in a river. When she had told the nobleman of what she has done, he still rejected her and married another. Filled with pain and agony, the lady drowned herself. But because of the sin she has committed, she was cursed to walk the rivers and canals looking for her children for all eternity. People say you can hear La Llorona crying, and as she's crying, she'll ask, "Where are my children?" but in Spanish. Little kids are advised not to go outside at night, otherwise they'll meet up with La Llorona, or La Llorona will take them, confusing them for her own kids. And in some cases, La Llorona is seen as an omen of death to those who see her. If you have an idea for a Top Something video, message me on Facebook. Thank you for watching.